Hi, welcome back to Cheyenne, Wyoming Urban Gardener. This is Debbie, and I've been doing a few more things out here in the garden. When am I not doing anything out here in the garden? It is actually an overcast evening. We are at August 25th, and you can see that we have a lot of clouds going on, possibility of some rain. I believe it's August 25th. Could be August 24th. We're getting ready to go on vacation. So and I was so tired yesterday when I put the video out, and just tired in general, and we're getting ready for vacation, and we're just craziness going on. And so I'm just out here doing a little bit of work out in the garden. We've been continually cleaning things up around here. It is towards the end of the season, and I like to start cleaning up things long before we start finishing up the garden. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now, is just repotting some things, finding some things that had came up by itself as far as volunteer plants and all kinds of things, and getting those transplanted. You can see we've started lining the front of the second garden with the corn and the potatoes, with also some flowers. We moved a couple of the hibiscus over here so the burpee pickler cucumbers would have a little bit more room to run. So you can see now they do have a little bit more room. And then I've got to clean all of this back off again because we've been transplanting and doing a few things. I put a huge pot over here and put in all of my fennel that I had started from seed. Hopefully we'll have enough time to get a little bit of fennel out of this. I mostly will want to save the fronds, not so much harvest the fennel, but if we get good fennel, that would be fantastic as well. So we've got that growing here. I think we ended up with 11 fennel plants out of the seeds. I transplanted some celosia over here into some bee balm that I had found on clearance, and bee balm is a perennial, so I did get the celosia to go down at the bottom, and it was just volunteers that had came up in one of my containers, and I've got a few different colors here. And anyway, we had to stop the video for just a moment because my grandson was going in and out the door when he should not have been. So my daughter's had to return back to college, so she's going back and forth to University of Wyoming, so it's over an hour each way back and forth to college. Hopefully this will be the last 2 semesters, and I'm watching my grandson quite a bit. She's also door dashing, and she has 3 jobs at the college, so she is very much just going all of the time, and she's going to be hopefully finishing out a bachelor's in vocal music. She was going to do education, but she ended up having a little trouble with that, and so she's going to have to do the education portion of it, we think, online. So anyway, back into the garden, we put a couple of the hibiscus over here just for more room for the burpee pickler cucumbers. And also transplanted some basil into another container, and also some pansies. I had started the pansies from seed that I had, and I ended up with, I believe, 8 pansies in here. So you can see I transplanted those today, and they should get big pretty quick. And then we have some, I'm not even sure what these guys are called. I got them last year, and they reseeded themselves in the area where I was planting my lettuce, in the 2 big galvanized steel containers next to my kitchen door. And we ended up, I believe, with 6 of those, and I just transplanted those. Are just little purple fuzzy plants, and I want to call them pin cushions. I think they're like pin cushion plants. But anyway, those are transplanted there. If they get a lot bigger, which I noticed last year they did spread out quite a bit, then I will get them in some bigger containers. But they are very healthy, very beautiful. They transplanted very easy, didn't even have any issues with them not being perky or anything like that. They just perked right back up. And I had to walk back in and check on my supper tonight. We're having pierogies, or pierogies with bacon and onions and all kinds of good stuff going on. And I'm basically caramelizing the bacon and the onions, and then browning these on both sides. These are just ones that we got in the freezer in the grocery store. And I'm just basically going 8 minutes on each side, getting them all cooked up with the bacon and the onions. And then we're going to enjoy those. And now we'll get back out into the garden. Finished up the dinner, so sitting there waiting on me, so it won't be too much longer in this video because we did also saute some spinach, or wilt it. You don't really saute spinach too much. It basically stays in a pan less than a minute. Anyway, just out here doing some transplants, doing a lot of cleaning up, trimming off a lot of leaves, removing dead leaves from cucumbers and all kinds of things. I did remove the 3 tomato plants that were not doing very well. Had one that was very bad, removed that one. So now you can see there's a space there. And then I did remove the one of the super sauce tomatoes because the tomatoes that were on it were very cracked, very blossom end rotted, and I think it's all due to the disease that it contracted from the San Marzanos. And I did also remove one more tomato plant that did not appear that it was going to do anything other than just have leaves on it, and that was between these two, and that gave more light to the Armenian cucumbers, which are blooming like crazy, but I haven't seen anything yet. I've never had those successfully do anything here in Cheyenne, Wyoming, so I'm not real sure that they will be able to finish out anything as far as the rest of the season, but the weather looks good for the next 2 weeks, other than maybe an occasional thunderstorm or something like that. And we've got loads of blooms on the tomatoes that we have left, and lots of tomatoes hanging in there. You can see some of the super sauce tomatoes right now. And I noticed one earlier today that looks like it's going to be at least 2 pounds worth of tomato. So we've got some very nice tomatoes in here regardless. And the tied up tomatillo plant is working out very nicely. I haven't noticed any dying off or anything like that. And the tomatillos that are on it are still looking nice and healthy. And I noticed bees pollinating it today on the flowers that were left remaining. So it's doing very well. I have not got in here and cleaned out any of the yellowing on some of the beans. These are the rattlesnake pole beans that are doing the yellowing. So we are having those, and we're going to remove those and just leave the Kentucky Wonders and the half runners on the trellises. So anyway, that's what we've been doing today. Lots of cleanup, getting ready for September 1st and having the tour and visitors coming through the garden, and just going in here and cleaning up everything, trimming and weeding and all kinds of nice stuff. I even cleaned out the garden shed today, got that all straightened, organized, tools back in place, and we have just been working on it like crazy through here. And the sunflowers are looking so beautiful, but of course they are being attacked by the squirrels. So I'm not sure how long we'll have any left. I've already warned the lady with the visitors that's coming that it's winding down at the end of the season, so we may not have a whole lot left by the time September 1st rolls around, but I expect that we will. We will probably have quite a few things that are still left, because I'm going to leave those cabbages, unless they split or something, just down to the very last moment. I want to see how big they get. So anyway, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for notices on new videos as they come out, and we'll see you in the next one.